Martyn Ashton is one of the most talented cyclists in the world. Along with the likes of Hans Ray, he's brought trials riding to the masses. In a career spanning 3 decades, the Briton has set numerous world records, won 4 national titles and won Trials World Championship gold medal.
I'd won all the titles I thought I really needed to be a professional cyclist, and to me, being professional as a trials rider meant getting in front of audiences and showing them the stunts that I thought were really cool and really getting other riders excited about getting on a bike. And I decided sort of 1998 kind of time to really focus on that stuff, not to worry about training for competitions, but really thinking about the media side of things, and especially getting live shows going.
Over the last 6 years, Martyn has shifted his focus from exhibitions to filmmaking. His first hit came in 2012 with the hugely successful Road Bike Party. The video series made him a YouTube sensation, showcasing his skills to over 12 million viewers.
Road Bike Party was one of those things where I really felt like I want to move across to that platform. I need something to put on YouTube that's going to compete with all of the fabulous riders that are on there, but have, be able to reach out to people who aren't necessarily so focused on cycling as all of the day-to-day fans. I was definitely surprised by the response. I was really praying, if I thought if we got 100,000 views, I would just be punching the sky. And we got 100,000 views in, I think it was 8 minutes. It was mental, it was absolutely crazy. As soon as I knew people liked it, and I thought, oh, this works, I was literally onto the second one 20 minutes after starting it. That's what I think was so exciting about it for me. I was like, I can do this again, because it's brilliant fun.
Martyn was well on his way to finishing the second instalment of Road Bike Party when his life was to change forever during an exhibition for the Animal Bike Tour in September 2013 at the MotoGP event in Silverstone.
It was great weather and we had a huge crowd as well. And I just made a mistake in one of the stunts that I've literally done 1,000 times. It wasn't really one of the big moments in the show, just one of the getting to a big moment sections of the show. Made a mistake, fell off and fell from about 3 meters and landed on my shoulders. Legs whipped round and basically snapped me in half and broke my back. And that was the end of that show. Quite literally. I knew immediately that I was paralysed. I knew so much, and I was instantly thinking how close I was doing the kind of maths in my head of like, wow, I nearly killed myself. I only needed to spin a bit more and I was nearly dead. And that was kind of the feeling I had of like, phew, but I knew in that outward breath that I also was paralysed. My riding career just stopped. I mean, I was laying on the floor as they were probably cutting my jeans off me, thinking, I've got a gas thing on my face and they're cutting my clothes off to get me in an ambulance to be helicoptered to intensive care, and I was thinking, how on earth am I going to finish that film?
Fortunately for Martyn, his close friends also happen to be some of the world's best trials riders. Danny McCaskill and Chris Ackrig completed many of the stunts that Martyn had hoped to do himself. They brought their unique style to a video that has been viewed over 15 million times.
I adore it. I adore the film because it's full of just incredible memories. There's a lot of smiles and a lot of laughter and showing the enjoyment of riding a bike. And now when I look back, I guess, you can think there's a slightly sad tinge to it because it's like my last moments riding a bike. But I don't really look at it that way. I look at it like it couldn't be, it can be no other way. That's the film that that came out, that's what we got, and it's a really fabulous thing to watch, and I love it.
With the success of Road Bike Party 2, it was clear that Martyn's talents not only lay on two wheels, but also in his ability to come up with creative concepts. At Play Sports Network, a YouTube-certified production company, longtime friend Simon Weir saw Martyn as a perfect fit for his latest business venture.
For me, it wasn't even a decision. It was just, I said to him, listen, you know, it doesn't matter. You can come and work here as soon as you're ready. Whenever you're ready to come back, you're back in the heart of the family here at GmbH.
That was amazingly exciting, even at a time where I was going through some tough moments in my life. To know that there's still an opportunity to work in cycling and be excited about mountain biking, it was great, and it really helped me get through that time. And the role has turned out to be fabulous. I love it, you know, I love being involved.
Tasked with creating and presenting a catalogue of content for the global mountain bike network, including the hugely popular Dirt Shed Show, Martyn is kept busy on a daily basis.
Welcome to this week's Dirt Shed Show, where we have got a cracker in line for you. We've got some news of the 2017...
Ultimately, Martyn's real passion lies with riding bikes, and since his accident he's made a career of redefining what's possible for a disabled athlete. Less than 2 years after his crash, Martyn was ready to ride again.
Plus new t-shirts.
New t-shirts! It's the Dirt Shed Show!
It's a really funny one, this, because I don't think anybody even thought about it. I think we all knew Martyn was going to do it, and it was just about how, why, when, and who was going to be involved and how it was actually going to happen. You know, he was always going to ride bikes again. It was just when and how.
Help came in the form of Mojo Suspension, who are based near Martyn's home in South Wales. Their design team came up with a basic concept to help Martyn get back on a bike.
It's the first time I saw backing track, I cried my eyes out. You know, it was I think an amazingly emotional thing for many people. You know, in many ways more emotional for his friends and family, I'm sure, than for Martyn really himself. You know, he was having a good time riding his bike, and we were just, you know, all very relieved and happy to see him smiling and enjoying being out on the mountain again.
So my next thing was like, right, well, if I can ride, where can I take this bike? You know, what can I do? And Fort William is such a tough track. And I thought about it for a long time. I was thinking, oh, is that just too hard? Is it a crazy idea? And the more I thought about it, the more I thought, oh, I've got to give it a go. I've got to put a bike together that's going to work to do that. I needed a really serious bike, so it was sort of going a little bit back to the drawing board and starting from the ground up on a totally new bike that was, you know, not about taping my feet to the pedals and pushing me down a hill. It was like, right, I need some power on this bike.
Mojo certainly went back to the drawing board for Martyn's latest video project, Down, Not Out. Faced with a number of logistical challenges, including how to power Martyn on some of the flatter sections of the course, lead engineer Gareth Jones set about creating the ultimate electric downhill bike. And with the help of Tom Wheeler, Mojo's digital media manager, they were able to design some of the more challenging components.
When Martyn came to us, it was like only 2 or 3 weeks before he was actually going to shoot it, so it was all pretty last minute, and my initial thought was like, that's not possible. This Fort William, I've raced Fort William, and as an able-bodied athlete, that was pretty tough. So we all kind of were like, really? So obviously it was pretty nuts for 2 weeks leading up to it. We did a lot of testing, and I actually had the opportunity to ride with him, and that's when I realised, yeah, it's possible. Martyn can ride really well.
The shoot at Fort William was one of the best shoots I've ever been on. It was super fun. We had amazing weather. We were there for 7 days. I rode the track for 3 days before it was closed down for the race at the weekend. And that's when we did our filming, and we just pieced the track together, just sort of worked our way down. The noise when you come over the top of the run into Fort William is incredible. The crowd just go nuts, and I've got goosebumps thinking about it. It just felt amazing. I just couldn't believe I'd got the opportunity to do it, and I come over the line, I was like, oh man, what an experience.
Martyn is now 41, and despite the adversity that he's faced, he's showing no signs of slowing down. 2 months after his latest video project, and Martyn is already looking forward to his next big challenge. He hopes his attitude can inspire other people to push themselves and not be limited to what they think is possible.
Life's not about having accidents and the results of those accidents. It's about, you know, what you're passionate about and what you can achieve in your situation. You know, we've all got a situation, and we've all got to do the best we can with it, and that's what life's about. I want to do more of that.
And here at Transworld Sport, we look forward to seeing Martyn Ashton's next big adventure.